Cannageeser,
Here.
Marks,
Here.
King, Alexander,
Here.
Graves, Shelby.
Here.
Is that everybody?
That's it, huh?
Yep.
Item number 2, administer the oath of office to Sherry's Alexander, seat number 5, term ending 7/31/23.
Ms. Sherry, could you come around here, please?
Absolutely.
Have you ever been sworn in before?
Yes.
This is the first time.
No, I've been sworn in before.
Very good. I, Sherry Alexander,
I, Sherry Alexander,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution
of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma
of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma
and the Charter of the City of Pryor Creek, Oklahoma,
and the Charter of the City of Pryor Creek, Oklahoma,
that I will not knowingly receive,
that I will not knowingly receive,
directly or indirectly,
directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or any valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty pertaining to my office,
of any act or duty pertaining to my office,
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear or affirm
I further swear or affirm
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
I will faithfully discharge my duties
as Pryor Creek Park Board Seat Number 5
as Pryor Creek Park Board Seat Number 5
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my ability.
You are hereby sworn in. Congratulations.
Very much.
Yes, ma'am. Give her a hand.
Yay!
That's right.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
Signature.
Mr. Bowman's got to be away here pretty quick, so I'm going to drop down to item number 7 and then item number 8. Dennis, you give your report, and then we'll go into the...
Good evening, everyone, and welcome, Sherry. So,
Thank you.
I appreciate y'all moving me up. Our son Blake is getting a nice honor through the PGA at a dinner tonight up in Tulsa. So
Nice.
we're trying to make it up there to watch him receive his award. So we appreciate that. As far as the golf course goes, we've had our 8th month. February is our 8th month of record revenues again. So the play has been terrific. When the weather's good, of course, you know, when it snows, it's not been good, but some of the things, you know, the marketing and sales that we're doing, we've got Locust Grove High School bought a corporate membership for the school, and then they turn around and bought a school membership. So we'll have 36 kids from Locust out there playing and their coaches and all that. So that's about $4,500 revenue stream right there. Plus, you know, they'll bring family and friends and moms and dads and stuff like that, rent carts and all that stuff. So
they'll hold tournaments out there. I mean, they'll hold their meets out there too, correct?
yes, they probably will. Right. They're just getting their team started, so I haven't met with them on any specific dates on any of that yet. But yeah, they'll generate other revenue streams for us.
That's great.
So it's really good. But with that in mind, you know, if we do March, April, May, and June, that's our next 4 months. If we do what we did last year, which wasn't just great, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't crazy good, the golf course I'm predicting will be right around $555,000 in revenue. So, which is that's, you know, probably almost 100,000 more than the year before. So we're just having a great year. We still have to work on our pump station. We're waiting on some people to come help us do some troubleshooting on that. So we have that in the process. We finished our little pavilion. We're not quite finished. We've got 90% of it finished. But we moved the senior pavilion up to the clubhouse. We got it all set up. We got concrete poured. The guy that did it out of his own kind pocket, he paid the labor for the concrete to be poured. He moved the building, and he has put the railing up around the pavilion, so, you know, so to keep us nice and safe, and, because there's about a foot drop off, so it keeps everybody from stumbling off of it. So it's just gonna make a great addition to when we're hosting tournaments, because now we got a covered place to put, you know, our scoreboard up and have people sit, and you can look out across the golf course and enjoy it. So we didn't spend much money on that ourselves. We spent probably $1,100-1,200 out of the pocket, but man, we got a real nice feature out there, so and it's gonna be good for a lot of people. To refresh y'all's memory on we have an surplus. We surplus the backhoe and our street sweeper truck a long time ago, and the total bids that came in was $500. So they allowed us just to surplus that, do whatever we wanted to with that. And I didn't want to accept the $500 bid because I knew I could get a lot more out of it. So just this last week, a guy come paid us $3,500 for the backhoe, and I've got a guy showing up maybe tomorrow for about $1,000 for the truck. So instead of getting $500, I think we're going to turn that into about $4,500, which is more realistic, and it's a fair deal for everybody involved. So that was a good little deal. We're going to have a lot of events. I'm setting up tournaments. Matter of fact, Locust Grove is setting up a booster club tournament. We set that up. Of course, Pryor's got a booster club tournament too. So our tournament schedule is very full this year. So the fullest it's been, and I'm not sure, maybe the fullest ever. So we have a lot of outside events. I have an event from Hilldale in Muskogee. We're hosting one of their tournaments, a booster club tournament for them. So they're going to bring, you know, and they about already almost have it pretty well filled up. They're going to have 100 people come up and play our golf course, and so and they'll raise some money doing that, and we'll make some money. I think everybody be happy. So just a lot. We're going to have just a crazy busy year. So we're trying to get ready for all that. That's about all I have on my list. Anybody have any questions as far as concerning the golf course?
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Item number 8, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding purchasing of a Toro professional turf grass greens rower, HP 11 dash
111. Something like
III
that.
13 horsepower, start Honda with transport trailer, rotary brush system, factory installed, LED light kit, factory installed, and brush kit, factory installed, for $29,089.77 from Professional Turf Products LP, as in the best interest of the city of Gulf, the city, from Gulf Capital Outlay account 41-415-5411. Other bids received: KGT Smithco XL 7000 greens roller, trailer included, $28,308, and P&K Turf True Turf RB 48 $16,322.90.
All right, so what I'm wanting to do is, last year we had a great year, and we had some profits left over, and I was wanting to make sure that we was going to have another great year before I tried to use any of that money, and because we have a lot of capital needs, so we got far along through the year, because now we're fixing to hit all of our good months. I feel confident. We used we had like $100,000 that we used for a cushion so that the golf course never run out of money. I think we got about 74 in it right now. That's about right. So I'd like to use some of those profits to buy us some more equipment, and this equipment is going to be very time-saving for us. It's going to just help us produce a better product. So with that in mind, one of the pieces of equipment which had the low bid doesn't even work for our use. So that's the True Turf roller. It's $16,000. We actually had them bring it out to the golf course. We demoed it. We can't use it because it works good on a flat surface on the greens and stuff, but if you get off the green a little bit, then you get stuck and you have to push it, and it's just not the right piece of equipment for us. So the other bid was from KGT, the Smithco. It was a little bit less money, but it does not have a brush system with it to brush the sand in the green. So when we top dress, I'll show you a video of the Southco, it has a brush system with it, which is about a $4,000 attachment. So we either need to buy a separate brush system, which that wouldn't make sense when you can just get it all in one piece. And so it's just a little bit more money, but in reality, it's about $4,000 less, about $4,300 less to go with the Southco. Plus, I've checked around, I've talked to one of my experts. I know some of y'all may know Jason Rauch. So he's down in Florida, and I asked him, hey, Jason, what's the best one for our needs? And he said, buy this Southco right here, this number 3 model. Without a doubt. I mean, he's been in the business a long time, and he's used them. I never have used one because we've always kind of poor boyed it out there. We actually pull a roller behind a cart, and it's not very efficient, but it gets the job done. That's what we've been able to make it do it. But this one is just a great roller. I talked to a mechanic at one golf course, and he said that they're still running theirs. It's 30 years old. So life expectancy of this is quite a while. You know, just maintained right. You know, there's nothing on it that's not hard to fix. And so if y'all want, I'll show you a video so you can really have an understanding real quick of what we're trying to achieve here.
See the little start arrow to the left? Oh, okay, I see what you're doing, sorry. You know what you're doing. It is very touchy.
The Southco HP11-3, trusted by top turf professionals worldwide. We took our flagship roller, the HP11, and doubled the rolling width. That means cutting your rolling time down significantly, giving you back valuable time that can be used on other jobs. With 3 articulating and free-floating rolls, all hydraulically driven, the HP11-3 is a roller that's hard to beat. Proudly made in the USA.
Good afternoon. My name is Sal Rizzo with Southco. I'm here at the Southington Country Club in Southington, Connecticut with Brandon Cole. He's our regional manager for Texas and the whole West Coast. We're going to go over our model HP11-3 and discuss some of the features about this machine and how it compares with the competition.
We've taken our most popular roller, our HP11, and we've taken a center roller off on one side, and we've added 2 rollers, so now we're at 3 and a total of 73-inch swath.
The brush kit's up here on top, and it lowers down.
And to shrinking budgets, everybody wants to do everything faster with less labor.
This roller can not only roll greens, but we can also roll approaches, tee boxes, and slopes.
One of the main features on this piece of equipment, as with all of Southco rollers, each and every roll is driven, and each and every roll oscillates and articulates to maintain 100% contact with the turf. If you can see this bar, pivots right in the center, and they float following the contours and the ondulations, and then each roller pivots here, so it floats and follows the ondulations.
The HP11-3 easily handles your course's greens, approaches, and slopes, thanks to its unmatched climbing ability, always smoothing the turf without changing it.
Each roll steers independently of the machine, and we do that to prevent scuffing on the turf. Whenever we're going around a radius, each roll is turning at a different RPM, and so the turf is not getting scuffed whatsoever.
Yeah, I think one of the key features is the automotive style steering. This
Y'all kind of seen enough to understand it? I don't know if you want to watch all that. Do a little, watch it. I don't want to shorten you, on your information, but that's what it does. It's a greens roller. And y'all have any questions about that at all? Couple points I might make if for some reason you had a bunch of moles or something out at the soccer fields. I mean, we could run it out there and roll some soccer fields. We could take it to the ball fields and roll them. It'd be a once in a while type deal, but it's, anytime you're wanting to smooth some grass out, that's what this machine does. So
How often do you use something like that?
we'll use that 3 to 4 days a week. So typically, in a normal part of the season, when everything's, from April, May, June, all that, we'd basically mow the greens one day, roll them the next. Mow them one day, roll them the next. That's kind of about every other day schedule. And there are sometimes we're having tournaments and events, we want to really spiffy it up a little bit more, we'd actually mow and roll the same day. So it's a highly used piece of equipment, and that's, it's used year round, even through the wintertime, you roll them.
Well, it's not like we've not bought equipment out there and it's made a difference in our play, because obviously.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be seeing the returns on what we've
Right.
done so far with golf carts and equipment and whole nine yards, because that's probably the one thing that I hear the most of is how much better our golf course looks
Yep.
and plays, and people are coming for it. So I think we need to approve it.
We got it headed in the right direction, that's for sure.
We need to make a motion to approve, Bill?
I needed a motion to approve the Toro, professional turf grass greens roller with the brushes and the LED light kit.
Make a motion to approve.
I have a question. This says it's a Salsco. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, it's Toro, it comes from Toro.
Is it? Okay.
The
I just wanted to
brand
make sure.
itself is Salsco, but it's coming from Toro
Okay.
Professional Turf Products, so, I
Okay.
mean,
I just wanted to make sure.
the name of the company that sells it is Toro Professional Turf Products, so
Gotcha.
it's a Salsco and then that model number.
Okay.
So, yeah, to be more accurate, you'd actually insert the word Salsco between turf and turf and gas, it's a Salsco, between Toro Professional.
I already put
Toro
there.
Professional Salsco Turf Gas Greens Roller. And I don't know why they didn't put that on the bid that way, but that's just the way they had it on the bid,
That's
so.
just fine. I just wanted to make sure that we were
Right.
doing the right thing.
Yep,
So,
absolutely.
yeah, okay, thank you. Shelby, you made.
Made a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
With that, we don't need number 9.
We don't need number 9 now because we don't need to push, get the,
That's a brush system, and I don't need. a brush
yeah,
system.
ruined graph, because that's all part of the first thing, so.
Right.
Mr. Chairman, you'll need a motion for no action on item 9.
Need a motion to what?
No action.
For no action.
No, motion on item number 9 for no action. Need a motion?
I make a motion for no
Motion
action.
made, seconded,
Number 9.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank y'all,
Motion
appreciate
carried.
y'all working this up so we can
Thank
head
you.
to watch.
Have fun.
Tell Blake congratulations.
Yes, absolutely.
Hurry, don't get arrested going over there. Go back to the agenda, item number 3, petitions from the audience. Seeing none, discuss and possibly approve the minutes of the January 24th, 2022 regular meeting. You have them in front of you there somewhere if you want to browse through them.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion been made to approve,
Second.
seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Item number 5, discuss and possibly recommend council action regarding the nomination of Pamela Buffington to fill Park Board seat number 3, term ending 7/31/22. Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Chairman and Board, I'm very happy to nominate Pam Buffington for this vacated seat. Pam has been in our community for years and years and years. I don't want to make her sound old.
I was getting ready to say, let's watch it there.
I've been here since, I've been here since the 1970s. I can remember her ever since I've been here. So. Am I right? But anyway, you have her resume and you have her qualifications in front of you, and she is very, very qualified. She does have a pulse of the city and a pulse of our activity in the city right in front of her, because she works in the city every day. And she has a love in her heart for the elderly, but she also has a love in her heart for children and for veterans. and I think she would do a fine, fine job on the park board. She's not a yes man. She will study, and she will give you an answer from her convictions. And so, without any reservation, I recommend her as park board member. Pam, would you like to come to the? I told her that she could come stand in front of the microphone, and you could ask her any question you wanted to.
Thanks. Yes, sir. Any questions? You look like you're going to ask one.
You're still deeply involved in Blue Star?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
President, 14 years.
you started that program here,
I
didn't you?
did.
I thought you did.
Still sending boxes every month, 14 years.
Wow. Anybody else have
Well,
anything?
I will say, because I do know her personally, but I do know her personally, and she does a lot in the city, not just with the
Yes.
Blue Star Mothers.
Oh, yeah.
There's several organizations that she is
Oh.
with, and
She's been
it would
involved in
be-
a lot of organizations in Pryor over
Yes,
the
I
years.
have.
and we need that desperately on our board, have somebody else that's got the, like the Mayor said, the pulse of the city.
I've
I
worked-
definitely do.
Yeah, I've worked with Pam on a lot of different projects, so,
For a lot of years.
yeah, for a lot of years,
Yes.
so I think she's an excellent choice.
Make a motion to,
I make a motion.
I have
to
one.
send
I have one more comment,
okay,
and I want to. We like to be transparent. We like to give full disclosure. Pam's husband, Gary Buffington, is an employee of the city. Pam's husband, Gary Buffington, his line of supervision is Frank Powell, our park superintendent. There's nothing in our charter that precludes or that disqualifies the position of Pam serving in the park board. If there was ever a park board question that came up where she felt like she needed to recuse herself, then she would do that. But there's not anything in our charter, not anything in our codes that disqualifies her from serving.
And that's
Okay.
one thing I brought up because I don't ever want there to be an issue.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, I wanted there to be full disclosure and complete transparency in that
okay.
regard.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes.
I make a motion, we send it to council.
Motion's been made to recommend council action regarding Pam's nomination. Second?
I'll
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Good luck, Pam. Item number 6, park report, Mr. Powell.
Don't really have a whole lot to report of the weather we've been having, but
Ducks.
yeah, it's getting closer to that time to call. But, we are to that week where we may start opening. Every year there's, trying to think what it is. Dadgummit. They use Centennial Park every year, like March and September, this organization for some kind of training. But anyway, that's this weekend. And so, usually then of course tennis has started. So, going to keep an eye on the weather. They understand that. And as long as it looks like there's nothing real hard coming up, start opening up some of that stuff. Cemetery was broke into this morning. Had quite a bit of stuff stolen. And the Ranger and every weed eater we had.
What, equipment?
Yeah.
They stole the Ranger.
They'd been getting gas. We just didn't realize it. They were kind of blaming on each other. Like someone would get gas and they'd forget to put the lock on. And we finally found out these people were cutting the lock off, and they got a little more this today, and then actually got into the building. The gauges don't work on the fuel tanks. We had no clue, it was getting lower or how much they've took. So I told the guys to just, try to top everything off, and, even if I need to take park equipment over there and just empty the tank from now, that way, they can't.
Yep.
Do we have any cameras out there? at all?
Not yet, but that's, I've already made a phone call to work on it, and and stuff, but, yeah, they took the Polaris Ranger and 8 weed eaters.
Wow.
So we don't know, you know, if they're
Polaris
gonna try to come
Ranger.
back or not, but,
That Polaris Ranger will be found probably, or usually they find those
yeah.
some point in time, but don't know what it'd be like.
I had serial numbers and everything for everything, not that they can't, I guess, be scratched off, but, you know, of course, we turn that into police and insurance, so we'll see what happens.
If I could speak to that for just a second. I did follow up, and our insurance carrier, Oklahoma Municipal Assurance Group, is being informed. All those pieces of equipment they had, it's identifiable that that it is city equipment. So for them to, they'd have to scratch something off if they went to sell it. So the total amount of loss, we're not sure yet. So, but we have those listed, all those pieces of equipment we have listed.
How
as
many pieces did we lose?
assets. 8.
8 weed eaters and then
Eight?
and the Ranger.
It was a
9
big
pieces of
truck they
equipment.
hauled them off in.
Yeah, when they broke in, the Ranger was probably right there in front, and our weeders hang up. We think, so they just grabbed them, threw them in the Ranger, and we think they drove the Ranger
They drove.
out, you know, and, you
More
know, it
than
probably wasn't, you know, and, so who knows, but,
Yeah.
you know, so hopefully something will happen sooner, because, you know, fixing the mowing and weed eating season started, they took them all, so. But, I've talked to the police, and they said they put in the system, but it wouldn't hurt for me to go talk to pawn shops and stuff, because, you know, some of them didn't work or broke down. And so, I mean, we'll go to deer, like if someone tries to bring one in to get worked on or something. Because there's the numbers sticker on them, but then it's also engraved into the engine, so it'll be obvious if they've tried to ground that off, but I bet they don't even notice that, because it's usually.
Yeah.
But luckily I had numbers for every piece of equipment, so we'll see what happens. And the biggest fear is if they try to come back. We had a brand new lawnmower we just literally got last week.
They get it?
No, they didn't go down in the bottom part where all the actual trash, so we'll make sure they take all the keys out, turn them sideways where it'll be hard to get them out, blocks, but, yeah.
Do you feel like it's somebody that's been there before that knew how to get in, or?
I don't know, not necessarily. Like I said, the first time or two, the lock be missing, they were blaming each other for just, you know, like, but one of my guys texted me just the other day, was it right before the weekend? Because I think there was some sleet or stuff on the ground. Anyway, he texted me that they had seen tracks out there. And so we don't know if someone was scoping it out, but yeah, but it happened quick.
Better check my place and make sure nobody's been.
Yeah. So, anyway, we'll see what happens. I did order some new LED floodlights for the basketball and volleyball courts. They should be in pretty soon. And these will be, depending on the time of year, if I want to change them, I can actually control the wattage. And we bought them to equal the 400 watt metal halide we had, but I can actually, if we don't want them as bright, there's actually a switch on them. There's like 4 different wattages I can do. So, you know, throughout the year if I want brighter or not. So it's getting close to budget time. Start having meetings. I've got me a few list of items that I'm looking at for next year. I don't know if to bring them up just yet, or like just have y'all keep in mind for something that you think you want me to do for next year. But we didn't get to do the tennis parking, so that's going to be a big chunk right there. You know, and then for the park.
What about for the cemetery?
Cemetery, like I said, I'm gonna get the engineer and we're gonna start looking at maybe doing something new. Not so much that we'll get them totally to open new sections, but at least maybe the design part, you know, maybe if we can get the roads put in, something.
The roads and the
you know,
parking.
a lot of times when we done the others in the past, a few years ago, when they cut the roads out, they gravel them. they actually wanted to leave them gravel for a year or two to get packed in even more before we asphalted them. So, it's kind of one of those may go in phases. Maybe try to get it designed and then do the roads, but I'm gonna get with the engineer and we'll go from there. And then just today, talking to him, I might try to budget one more new mower for the cemetery. The only one I've got a question about, I was gonna talk to y'all, the pergola at Centennial, was it Connie Kersey that paid for that? It's needing some serious attention. And of course, it's cedar. So I, kind of, what do y'all want me to do about that? Being, being she paid for it originally, we still want to try to maintain it, but I mean, that could get expensive. It's even, part of it's kind of, it's almost like one end's trying to sink. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but I just gonna get your thoughts on how y'all want me to handle that. I can replace with this regular wood.
Well,
Or,
it's cedar.
Mhm.
I can come by there tomorrow, we can look at it and get an idea of what the price is. It's probably gonna be cheaper to do it out of cedar because cedar's not taking that graded jump right now.
Okay.
Pine is still pretty high, but
The kids, I say kids, one of the side rails actually a while back come totally off, and we've had it at the park for a long time, but it was one of those really nice features, but
it's been some years ago too, though.
yeah, I mean, it looked really pretty, but it was one of those that just, wasn't really much use for it. I mean, there's no benches or anything out of it, but it's really pretty. Then, anyway, so.
Frank, I think that a call to Connie, would also be appropriate.
Okay.
Call her and tell her that it's been several years, it's deteriorated some, and we're wanting to go in and do some renovation with it, and just let her know.
Okay.
She-
Thought I was double checking. I couldn't remember for sure if that is who it was.
I think it was.
Okay,
I don't remember.
I'd have to go back, I think that was right. It's been a while.
yeah. So anyway, I'll try to contact her, but anyway, that's something. But other than that, I don't really have much to,
We hadn't had the teenager problem in the park here lately. I've not heard anybody complain about that.
no, it goes in streaks.
I think it's
Yeah,
because it's
on
got cold and their other things.
Yeah, you got
and-
spring break coming up, where the worst times are always right before and after school's out, and then when it starts, but it's like every time you get a different group of kids that comes through, it goes in spurts.
Well, I think whenever the police and fire gets done down there, I think that's gonna slow down a lot of that issue because they're literally 2 blocks away and they'll be traveling that road probably quite a bit and it will probably.
I know our little fence things and signs coming here today, that red Tahoe, they were using the shelter if they weren't pulled out in.
Yeah, I've been seeing him.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's parking up
I don't
a lot now.
understand, I don't understand them driving around, but that's another one.
This is probably part of the Parks Department report. It was a call that came in today into City Hall, and there are 2, maybe 3 service organizations in town who are wanting to do some spruce up of our entrance signs as they come into town. So the Optimist Club, the Lions Club, and also Rotary Club, I think all 3 of those are gonna kind of split up some of those responsibilities together and maybe do that maybe in a month or so. Is that right, Darrell?
I wasn't sure on the timeframe.
Yeah.
Eva
Yeah.
talked to him today.
It's gonna be on a Saturday, it's probably gonna be on a Saturday, probably toward the end of March. There's also a cleanup day, that downtown is doing, downtown corridor is doing, on the 12th of March. And I'm not sure if they request anything from Parks to assist with that.
Speaking of cleanup day, that pink donation box in the park, you would believe how much furniture we've had to haul off lately. People it's more like a junk deal. I mean,
It
we had to haul.
is.
And it ends up coming back on us to haul the stuff off. Mattresses, couches, love seats.
I saw it the other day,
gosh.
people were digging through it, whatever wrong with
Yeah.
right there.
Oh, they did?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if somebody knows how we can get rid of it. There's one over on the east side of the pond, it don't get,
Who's the
Somebody-
farm
They don't
to?
know it's over there, probably.
I don't know where they came from.
There's
I
one,
have no
there's one
idea.
right here in our parking lot, here at City Hall. There's also one, I think, over around Walmart or.
But there's 2 in the park. So that's what I'm saying, I mean, we don't need two,
Yeah.
but it's, people think they just bring whatever there, and we have to haul it off.
Yeah, we need to get rid of it.
Plus
They
that
literally,
doesn't-
I
that doesn't
saw a
look good.
kid inside of it, the parent put the kid inside the box.
Oh my
And I was like, that's crazy.
Last week alone, we had to haul
Dumpster.
one couch, a recliner, a pool liner, and then now down by the bathroom, like a love seat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, every week, there's something we gotta haul off. And so,
There's probably a process that I need to go through and make some contacts, and I'll be.
there's a 1-800 number, like, sign on it, but,
I'm telling who it goes to.
yeah, but, but there's two. I don't know if they'll start junking the other one if we do get rid of that one, but the other one's more kinda hid, but,
It'll take a while to
but
find.
yeah, I don't even know where they came from. I don't know who.
I remember when they approached Jimmy about it, so I will go back and see if we had any email conversation with him or not, but I can at least try to track.
'Cause I mean, that's one thing, even I get calls and complaints on, because they said, because people junk up stuff around it, and, but, anyway, when you said cleanup, that made me think of that.
I would think that the park is not the best place to put donation boxes.
I'd like to get rid of both of them, to be honest, because I'm afraid if we get rid of one, then they'll start junking the other one. But where that one's at's right there in the eyesore, I mean, everybody sees it.
Everybody's,
I never understood why they put it right there.
Yeah, so,
it's easy to pull up and dump.
Throw your kid in it too.
yeah.
Maybe that's what they did, trying to donate him.
But that's all I have though, for now.
Anything else for Frank?
Nope, we're gonna do.
Thank
item-
you, Frank. Item number 10, discussion regarding the park pool.
So the park board member who is championing that cause, you notice he's not here tonight.
I noticed that, yeah.
Well, I would prefer to defer that discussion until a time when he is here, if we may.
Thank you.
So we need to table item number 10?
Table number 10.
That's not an action item, it's only a discussion item, so
Oh, it is?
Just no action.
he doesn't need any action.
Okay. Awesome.
Item number 11, unforeseeable business. Seeing none, you got off lucky tonight. You had an easy night.
Ham got the good night.
I would, item 12, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion's made,
Second.
seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.